Hello. Welcome to Car Expert YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe. We set out on a fall Friday morning to explore downtown Detroit. Everyone is at work, and the streets are largely empty as we blast down Interstate 75. Our first stop is Belle Isle, a picturesque island in the Detroit River along the Canadian border. It's an idyllic setting to get a feel for the Camaro at modest speeds. The car is an excellent boulevard cruiser. Grab second, let the revs build, and the dual-mode exhaust changes its tune from a low buzz to a rumble, then a growl. We want more. Leaving the island we hang a left onto Jefferson Avenue, a route that takes us by General Motors World Headquarters. Forging ahead, we enter a tunnel and merge onto the Lodge, one of the oldest expressways in Michigan, where the exhaust note reverberates off the ancient walls. We get used to that sound, and driving the Camaro becomes addicting. Time to head home after a hard day at the office. Let's take the long way, with curves. Someone needs to get the Thai food? On it. Stick it in touring mode and the engine will happily spin along around 2000 revolutions per minute at 70 miles per hour. This coupe is comfortable, even semi-quiet for the segment. Chevy cut a lot of weight, but didn't skimp on the insulation. The cabin is neither harsh nor abrasive. We put down the windows, let the 50-something degree air in, and urge this big Chevy forward. We were happy to run around town in a Camaro, but we actually had a better feel for the car's limits earlier this year, when we tested a V6 prototype on Belle Isle, when it was set up for the Detroit Grand Prix. The Camaro's lighter weight and improved reflexes sparkled as we went hard into the track's tight corners and aggressively accelerated out of the pits. There, the V6 provided plenty of juice, and the engine was a force on the brief straightaways. During this test, we also tried a V6 equipped with the new 8-speed automatic, which is a dramatic improvement over the outgoing 6-speed auto. Both of our stints lead us to conclude that the new Camaro is easier to drive well. The old car was happy to slide its tail out during turns, whether you wanted it to or not, but the new one is more poised. The quick ratio electric power steering system is way more connected, something Chevy engineers sought with the double pivot design of the McPherson front suspension. We notice the steering weight on highway curves, though it's lighter at slower speeds. The dynamics can be tailored with a driving mode selector mounted in the center console, a new feature for 16. It's one of several significant upgrades to the cabin. The materials look and feel better. There's cool new technology, like available high-definition color displays and a sophisticated ambient lighting system, yet it retains the layout and charm of a true American muscle car. Sitting in the driver's seat, things like the 4 big vents immediately grab our attention. 2 bookend the long dashboard, and 2 more, set in the middle, can modulate temperature and fan speed by twisting the vent housings. It's a really neat feature. See how it works in the shortcut video below. There's a flat-bottomed steering wheel that feels good in our hands, and it reinforces the car's freshly sharpened steering dynamics. We also like the leather panel dressed up with some stitching that runs across the top of the glove box. Overall, it's a much nicer interior, but there are still some areas that could be improved. The angled door panels create the feel of a cockpit, though the plastic feels cheap. On our tester, the door latches had noticeable gaps between the pulling mechanism and the rest of the assembly. Some consumers might not notice or care about these minor warts, but they caught our attention. That neatly sums up the improved 2016 Camaro, which goes on sale later this year. It's leaner, meaner, and true to its heritage as Chevy's emphatic response to the Ford Mustang. Yes, this new car looks about the same as the old one, and the interior still has some foibles. But take our word for it, the Camaro is demonstrably better, quite literally from its now lighter core. Don't be fooled by its familiar looks, and definitely, do not overlook the V6 model. We're glad we didn't.